Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Alliance Forever. Today, I have another 6v6 custom match here on the most amazing Neuroxus map generator. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players, starting off with Team 1 down here in the southwest, ending with Team 2 in the northeast. Starting off with Team 1's southwesternmost player in the Brigade slot, it is Territorial, going first land as a Cybern in Regal Purple as a 1300 in his east position. We have Fong going first land as an UEF. He is a 1700 in orange, the color orange. In Batman Gray, we have Luca going first land. He is another UEF here for his team, a 2100, the highest rank on Team 1 and in the game overall. He's going first land. To his northwest, we have Terminator 619 going first air as a Cybern in Emerald Green as a 1400. In Rust, to his west, we have Kavga going first land as a Cybern. He is a 1400 going first land. And last but not least, for Team 1, we have in the north is Frost Monster going first land in a very sensible color for his name. He is in Snow White. And he is a UEF as a 1200. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 Cybern and 3 UEF, which means they have no access to Aeon or Seraphim technology. Starting off with Team 2's northeasternmost player in the Brigade slot, it is Hydra Reloaded going first land as an Aeon. He is a 1200. To his west in Ruby Red, we have Shalong Disappearing once again going first land as a UEF. He is a 1300. And continuing off westward, we have Air Hazer going first land as a UEF in Glow in the Dark Green as a 1000 rated. In Imperial Gray, in the east side of the map, we have Amon-Ra going first land, second air. He is a 1900 tie for the highest ranked player on his team. And again, he's going first land, second air in Imperial Gray. To his southwest, we have in Chevy Crimson Sui already on the move, going first land as a Cybern. He is a 1700. And to his east, the other 1900 on Team 2, it is Skillless Shunoob going first land, second air. And third land as a Cybern in Light Oak Tan as again a 1900. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 Cybern, 3 UEF, and 1 Aeon, which means in the entire game there are no Seraphim players. Apologies to those who like to gate in through portals. Again, still have to find a better tagline for that. But that will be the lineup here for both teams. Let's take a look at the reclaim here for our players to scoop up. And for 12 players, we have 1800 mass currently, which is honestly not a lot of mass to scoop up, so our players will rely primarily more on mass points. And speaking of mass points, there realistically aren't a lot of mass points. There's one over here, a couple over here. We see, Team 2 and Team 1's players starting to converge here in the southeastern corner. There's, we can call that a Trimex up here and a Trimex up here, but that's realistically about it, with a couple of one-offs. Essentially, all of the mass points have been already claimed at about 3.5 minutes in this game. Let's take a look on this early action here in the southeastern corner. Luke pushing forward on the southeastern corner, but it is looking like a 3v2 scenario at the current moment. We do see Team 2's Amon-Ra coming in to assist, so it will be a 3v3. It looks like it's going to be a 2v2 in the northwest, with the rearguard air slot players staying in their bases for the time being, but we do see Team 2's Hydra moving southward, and Territorial is, I think, going to stay in his base and build a couple of facilities. I don't know if he's going to move out. He is going to move out and assist the southeastern side, and the first calm-on-calm action does occur between Terminator and Sui attacking the back of Terminator while he goes for a T1 land facility. And it's just going to be trading blows here between these two players. Gun speed range has been started, and gun damage range has been started for Frost Monster and for Kavga, with Team 1's players going for upgrades. T2 also on the way here for Fong. Haven't seen any upgrades started yet for Team 2's players, but they will probably go for theirs sooner rather than later, because, again, you got to get those upgrades online. You got to get your fire bases, or you're pushing against in the land game early on. We do see one lonely little mantis walks on by Fong's commander. It shouldn't be really hard to pull in a T1 bot to just go after that. Does look like there is a striker coming online. We'll intercept those units. A couple of units outbound here from Team 2's Skillless Shunoob coming on this eastern side once again, and he's going to push again with his commander. Luca I guess not. That's Luca. Luca has fallen back. Where is he? Oh, no, he's up here. Yeah, he's down here. Confusing our players on both teams. We have Amon-Ra coming up to a 2v1 scenario against Terminator. Terminator suffering a ton of damage here, but we do see Luca coming in to assist. T2 still on the way here for Fong. He will hold that position, and it does look like Skill Issue Noob will come and sit just outside of range of Fong's commander. He's saying move those engineers back. Doesn't want to give Squeeze some veterancy. But Luca going to just run his comp directly into Amon-Ra's face. It looks like it's a lot of back and forth there. Fong versus Skill Issue Noob. One UEF versus one Cybern player, which means the UEF player will have the advantage in the hit point regards. It does look like Skill Issue Noob might start retreating in the face of those differences. We do see, of course, Team 1's player of Territorial moving in. It's going to take him a little bit to get there, but if he can get there in time, it could be a huge amount of pushing and assistance going on for Team 1 and forcing back Team 2. And, of course, we have Sui in the yellow and also Terminator in the yellow. But Skill Issue Noob is about to pop in the yellow as well. He needs to be very careful that he doesn't get double or triple teamed on that side of the map. T2 is going to be finished off here for that player of Fong. And we do see the gun upgrades have been finished off here for Team 1's Kavga and for Frost Monster. Frost Monster going for T2, while Shalongdis goes for T2 on this side of the map, but he's being pushed by Kavga currently, and his teammate of Air Hazer is going for gun damage and range. Lots of comms on the southeastern side of the map. 7 out of the 12, so more than half of the comms located just in the southeastern section of the map. Not a lot of mass points. It is a desert. Some deserts have a lot of mass, some deserts don't, but this desert does not have a lot of mass. Our players need to scale their base ecos up and then go for mass, fabs, rascoms, whatever the case may be, because their ecos need the assistance. No one's above 50 mass income so far at 7 minutes in the game. And we do see guns started here for both Trottil and for Fong. Team 1 really wants to use the advantage of 4 comms down here to push Team 2 back. And this narrow necks of land here in the northwest makes it very difficult for land armies to realistically engage. So it's looking, very much like Team 1 has the advantage, but there's a lot of spam coming out of Air Hazer. A couple being a lot of these mech marines coming in to deal with these units coming in to surround the long distance comm. Shalongdis does have T2. Bobby should start thinking about retreating. Does have a couple of PD online. Kavga receiving a ton of fire from that, and it will force him back, but Team 2 Shalongdis has been delayed in his engineering efforts. We do see Hydra reload its commander, the air player, moving in to assist on this northwestern side. So, the 3v2 here in the northwest, it's a 4v3 in the southeast. Tactical missile was started, then canceled immediately. Looks like they're just going to move up. T2 tactical missile defense will start to be built here to help assist with defensive measures against any sort of nonsense that Team 2 throws at them. And Kavga still pressing the issue here. Frost Monster pushing as well with some T2 PD that he's building. Air Hazer does have the Zephamp as well as Frost Monster, but he has T2. A lot more hit points on board that commander. 1-star veterancy on board. Frost Monster has none of that veterancy, but again, the damage and hit points definitely reside with Team 1, at least for the time being. I could see Team 2's Air Hazer getting a nice little veterancy bump as well sooner rather than later. But we do see tactical missile has been started here for Fong. Gun speed and range started here for Skill Issue Noob, and gun damage and range here for Amon-Ra. But Team 1's players have gained a nice amount of territory, and in a map with not a lot of mass points, every single mass point counts, because that's more mass that your opponent or yourself has in their coffers to use for or against you. It does look like Kavga going to come in for some nice veterancy and deal with all of this spam. Does have a couple of tanks that he is neglecting here on this eastern side that he'll have to rush back and do this. There are a couple of those mobile artillery, those Lobos. But he does have a couple of his own Mantis coming in to assist. It does look like both of these comms for Team 1 going to push this western side of the northwest. It does look like a couple of units are able to sort of kind of navigate the little mountainside here. Let's give a nice amount of bump in firepower here for Team 2. But there's a lot of facilities online here for Team 1's Frost Monster, and he's not letting that go anytime soon. So it does look like it's kind of lulled down a little bit here between the teams in the northwest. Gun damage range has been started here for Shalongdis. And still Team 1 now has conquered the entire southeastern corner of the map and starting to press on the southern side of Team 2's lineup. Stealth has been started here for Skill Issue Noob, and Nano Repair almost finished off here for Amon-Ra. We do see Trottil, Luker, and Terminator pushing up. An artillery going to be started here for Terminator. He wants to severely reduce skill issue Noob's base to Ash. We'll see if he's able to accomplish it or not. T2 is starting to make a main stage in the game here. We see T2 land and air for multiple players on Team 1 and on Team 2. How's that T3 air going? Nope, T2 has not been started for either of the players with air facilities. You see Terminator going for T2. T3 has been started and is already halfway to T3. That could be a huge advantage for Team 1 if they use it wisely and punish Team 2 for not getting T3 sooner. They could go for early bomber. They could probably get 2 of them probably by the time Team 2 gets theirs online. And see, still producing engineers. Every second that goes by that they're not going for that upgrade is a second longer that Team 1 has the ability to get that bomber on the line. Let's take a look at the ecos actually between those two air players. We see Territorial at 33 mass income, while that is Hydra, has 51. So he's able to kind of play with it a little bit more. He's at 46, not 51. Nano repair has been started here for Sui. He has stealth, and now he has gun. We do see a lot of units shifting in this direction here for Frost Monster coming to assist Kavka, but we do see a couple of mobile missile launchers online for Kavka here in the northwest. So long this does have, again, gun T2 versus a Cybran gun and stealth. And those triads back there do not have a nice line of shot against those strikers, which means they're essentially not even effective. They're not ineffective. Ineffective, that's the word I'm looking for. T2 coming online here for Luker as well. And we see Skillish Noob moving in. PD going to be built. Of course, they're tickle cannons. They don't do a lot of damage, but it's better than nothing. Green, I'm assuming that's what this is Territorial. And we do see tactical missile has been launched going after T2 Mechs, just trying to assassinate the eco here. We do see, of course, Kavka getting some nice damage on Shalong. This is Commander. We do see T1 Mantis rushing in to assist. Frost Monster as well, trying to get a piece of that action. Shalong, this will be the first kill of the game here, and there he goes. Team 1 will claim it. It's now a 5v6 in favor of Team 1. We do see Fong with that tactical missile launcher on board, just kind of hanging out underneath the shield. Wants to kill off some mass. Has already killed off 1,500. Sui versus Terminator. It's gun versus nothing. So a gun and nano versus nothing. So Team 1's play of Terminator needs some assistance. There are 2 comms there that can easily move in and intercept. Skillish Noob wants a piece of that action as well, but units coming in to save the day for Terminator, doing tons of damage to that commander. And it's just comm on comm action with a ton of support here for Team 1 and Team 2. We do see Luker, of course, moving in, as well as Territorial. Of course, he has to be very wary. He is the air player. He doesn't want to die this early as he's managing his T3 air production. T3 has been started here for Team 2, but it does give a lot of time, of course, for Team 1 to get that facility online and start producing those bombers. Terminator going for some reclaim is in the yellow. Has to be very careful. He has 3 commanders focusing him down. He has nothing on board. No nano, no gun, no nothing. Not even T2. Kyoko Cannon's trying to force back Team 2's commanders, focusing on Sui's commander. Terminator is in the red. Will Team 2 just blitz him down? Sub 1,000 hit points. Yes, he will get out of range. And both Skillish Noob and Sui are in the yellow. We have some interceptors over the top fighting about something, but not really anything of consequential nature. We do see T1 PD and T2 PD being spammed up here by Luker, but it's getting assassinated by those mobile missile launchers. And in the northwest, now with the death of Shalongness, those facilities are being ripped to shreds pretty quickly. And it will give Team 2's player of Amon-Ra dual bases. Let's ratchet up that eco quite significantly. He's going to go for T3. So 2 players on Team 2 going for T3. Skillish Noob did get into the low red, sub 1,000 hit points, but he does get out of range. Just barely there. Again, 4 comms on Team 1 in a very tight window. Again, if Team 2 gets a nuke, that would be devastating here for Team 1. Not this early, of course. We do see an detachment of units outbound here from Amon-Ra, going in on the southeastern edge. There is T1 PD online, but I think I see a Lobo too. Kind of hard to see because it's a dark color with those little black dots on top of them, so it's dark on dark. It's really hard to see. gun damage range coming online here for Luker. And he has not gone for a bomb or the air player of Team 1. I feel like that's definitely a missed opportunity there. Team 2 is about to have T3 air in... Actually, they have T3 air. They're going to have a second player at T3 air. So definitely, like I said, a missed opportunity. We have some of these hoplites online. Would have loved to see some rhinos or even some of those... what are the amphibious tanks called? Just the T2 amphibious ones, the ones that hide underneath the surface of the water. Hoplites being assaulted by mech marines. That's always got to be a rough sight to see. Some T1 spam definitely needs to be thrown in there. All the missiles are nice to have, but they don't do a whole lot if they don't actually hit their targets because their targets move too fast. And it does look like the eastern side kind of just, finding some nice homeostasis here. But again, it is a 4v3 advantage in terms of comms for Team 1 versus Team 2. And there's a large detachment of units moving in on the eastern side here for Sui. And Luker trying to intercept them, can only move so fast. We'll get a couple of shots, maybe, possibly, trying to intercept, trying to do what he can. And we do see skirmishes Nuke trying to assist in that push, but it does look like a couple of those Vipers will be taken out. Nice overcharge, takes out 2 more Vipers. And it does look like all those units are going to be forced to retreat. And the units outbound here from Team... Oh, maybe these are Team 1's units. What am I talking about? I thought those were Team 2. Well... yeah, those are for Luker. Those are for Luker. Okay, never mind. But for some reason, I thought Team 2's layer had units in it. I don't know. They look very similar. When you're facing gray versus dark gray, or orange versus rust, it's very hard to tell the difference at first glance. So I do apologize for that. But anyway, we do see Luker forcing those units back. Skirmishes wants to come and assist and get a piece of that action. Overcharge kills another one of those Vipers off. It's now Luker versus Skirmishes. One has Nano, one has T2. Luker at 15,000 hit points, but is now facing 2 Cybran commanders. Is just going to be walked down at this point. He bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Unit's going to come in and assist as well. Team 1 might lose their first play of the game, their highest rated player. This is not going to go well here for Team 1. Unless they can get that player out of dodge. Trying to use that little hillock there to protect. Might do a decent job of that. It does look like that might just be enough to save Luker's commander. And units just get rushed in there to try to bottle up the... not the footprints, but the pathing here for those units and commanders. Again, all this fighting going around this tiny little hill. This is my hill. King of the hill is essentially what... it's capture the flag, but capture the point. Kind of reminds me of called Territories from Halo. It's essentially you got a bunch of zones and you take them and hold them, you get points. It's kind of like Domination from Call of Duty if you've ever played that. Kind of the same thing. This is my hill. Fighting over a small hill. That might be the title of the video, is just fighting over some small hill. We see those ASFs now patrolling here for Team 1's air player of Territorial, and it does look like Team 1 has gained the control of the northwestern section of the map. So both of the corners are essentially owned by Team 1, which is, a lot of territory, but not a lot of mass as much as you would think in other maps. Again, missiles being launched here by Team 1's player of Fong, going after Sui directly. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Fong might just rush him down. Fong takes a missile to the face. Sub 1,300 hit points and dropping quite quickly. Overcharge takes out a chunk of hit points. Couple more shots will kill off Sui's commander. Yunus trying to rush Fong, but no, it doesn't matter. There goes Sui. That was a beautiful shot by Team 1's Fong. Nice missile launch. Obviously, we had Luker coming in to assist as well, but now it is a 4v6 in favor of Team 1. And it's, that's another base here for Team 2's player of Amon Ra. I was going to say I wouldn't be surprised if he gives it over to Skirmishes. He did it literally before I could say it. But now that's a lot of eco that 2 players on Team 2 have. You can see the eco differences. Team 1 at 412, Team 2 at 480. And Team 1 having a lot of work going on here in the northwestern corner. They have this point on the map. And we do see Air Razor moving in to try to assist. He has gun on board. Kavga has gun and stealth, which means Team 2 can't see him. There it goes. He can is seen now, but it will allow Team 1 to really press on this western side. T2 Mechs are being targeted by missile launchers, these Vipers. There are some buzz kills to protect, but they still take damage from the splitting of the missiles. Spam just constantly outbound from Air Razor's main base. He's going for T2 air as well. But we have 3 players on Team 2 going for air. He probably should go for land at this point. I mean, he has gunships. They're Stingers, so they're not great. But again, it's better than nothing. There's 1 calm death on the north side and 1 calm death on the south side here for Team 2. So they have to be very careful with how they use their commanders, because 1 more could just be the amount that Team 1 needs to just push on through. Again, 4 commanders down here for Team 1, 2 commanders here for Team 2. And it's still back and forth action between Kavka and Air Razor. He's going to get a nice little facility online, stealth, with a nice little T2 P-Gen and some other assistance. But gunships are inbound. Will the ASF be called here from Team 1's air player? Yes, they are. Kavka will take a decent amount of damage, but of course those units are not really great at damage. Those Stingers, they get ripped to shreds by those ASF. ASF outbound here from Team 2's Amon Ra, and as well from Hydra. And Air Razor did receive a decent amount of damage, as well as Kavka, but there are some Percys here. We do see some spam coming out here from Frost Monster Assist, but Kavka again has to be very careful, because those Percys, as if you saw yesterday's video, very, very dangerous. Very dangerous. Tactical missile started here for Frost Monster, trying to do essentially what Fong is doing on the southern side. It looks like everything's kind of just quieted down here on the southeastern side here for Team 1 and 2. It looks like Territorial might be going back to base. Yes, he is. He is the airplane. Wants to be sure he is safe in his territory. Team 1 falling behind the eco. Now it's about 100 mass more generation here for Team 2. But of course, Team 2 starting to lose mass points here and here. Have a nice little air facility taking out some of those bombers. I love how this one skyboxer takes out a bunch of bombers. Don't you love that? Would have loved to see him take out the radar, but you know, beggars can't be choosers in that regard. There's still 2 facilities that Team 1 can grab, but I think the PD might be close enough to target those. Oh, no, they're not. Just barely out of range. In the eastern side, I hear fighting going on. We see some Titans online and some Percys outbound from Team 1's Luker. But looks like the bombers from Team 2 are inbound, and they're going after Luker's commander, flying into a decent amount of flak. Luker will receive a ton of fire to the back, but he's trying to dodge. Takes a decent amount of damage, but does dodge most of those shots, which is good. And his flak does take care of those very, very easily. And again, I don't like it when there's very similar colors on both teams, because I see Batman gray and Imperial gray, and I keep flip-flopping between who's what and who owns what. So definitely going to be an annoyance here for me, but I'll just have to deal with it as the caster of the game. But we see another line of Percys pushing in on Team 1's commander of Kavka. He notices the threat and goes, nah, it's not great. I'm going to push back. Tucker cannons don't do a lot of damage, but at least, of course, they do something. Kavka getting some nice veterancy, going to get to a 4th star here pretty soon. I think if he kills off 1 Percy, he'll get there. And the parashield's very, very nice to protect those Percys. But of course, the tickle cannons look like it's just enough. They're targeting the comm of Kavka, but they don't do enough damage, especially with the tickle cannons. They're targeting the artillery that's being built. We do see Team 1 being pushed back by the artillery here for Team 2. And I think Skill Issue Noob notices that 6 is enough. Missile outbound takes out the mass storages here for that T3 Mechs. 1 more missile will do it. Is there more TMD? 1 Zapper is online. 1 misses the shot. That TMD misses that missile, which means that T3 Mechs is dead. Ooh, that's gotta hurt here for Team 2's player of Skill Issue. That's gotta hurt. Missile does get taken out now. It's more TMD built, but man, 27 mass a second just gone. That's gotta hurt. Team 1 starting to catch up in that mass generation game. It's still hovering about 100, but Team 2 trying to get ahead at about 110. We have a donut going to be constructed here for Team 2, and with that, let's go ahead and take a look at the game so far. In terms of total mass generated, we have 480 for Team 2 and 450 for Team 1 generating per second. We have 750 here for Team 1 and 650 for... Oh, I've been reading the numbers wrong, haven't I? Oh, that's awkward. Team 1 is in the lead. Team 2 is behind. Don't know why I thought it was the other way around. 4 players online here for Team 2, 6 players online here for Team 1. And we see the highest rated players on Team 2 generating a decent amount of eco. And Team 1's most generated is Territorial in the back, which makes sense. He hasn't been, bothered for the most part. And let me know down in the comments who you think is going to win the game. And of course, I do apologize for my confusion between Team 1 and Team 2 and what mass was generating what. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share this video with anyone, everyone, and especially your pets. We do see some bricks forcing back Terminator here on that eastern side. It does look like most of the comms are going to just retreat and hide because they don't want to be taken out by some T3 units. And more tactical missiles are being shot across the map, going after that T2 Mechs. Parashield might just save that Mechs. And it doesn't, just barely. Had that Parashield been delayed about 1 more second, it would have been fine. We do see some Stingers coming on to deal with those Flapjacks here for Team 1's Frost Monster, but the base for Air Razor is just getting, Air Hazer, excuse me, is just getting annihilated here. Is receiving tons of missile fire, and it's just not looking good. That donut is progressing pretty well, nicely here for Hydra. This air grid as well going to produce a bunch of T3 mass fabs. Monkey is online here for Skill Issue Noob, so I don't think he has the. He might have the first experimental built. Don't see anything more for Team 1. No, nothing else built for Team 1, so it's just a Monkey Lord. This could be huge. Team 2 needs a win in the kill of the Calm assassination game. Bong looking like a nice juicy target. He's retreating. Does get pinged by probably Team 1. Yeah, they can see it, so they're perfect. Well, they saw it, and then it's gone. They need an Omni online. They have 3 radars right here. 4 radars, excuse me. None of them up to T2 or even T3. Definitely an oversight in that regard. I mean, this one would be really good to upgrade the T3 Omni to nice central. But in the northwest, we see some broadswords killing off the comm of Frost Monster. That is the first kill here for Team 2. It's now a 5v4. Still in favor of Team 1. We do see those ASFs are moving in. Now we have another player of Terminator getting in the air game as well. Nice engagement here from those ASFs outbound from Amon-Ra. He gets the kill, of course, on the comm and actually kills a ton of the ASFs here for Team 1, which means Team 2 has air control. And with that donut coming online, that is huge here for Team 2. They needed a win, and they got it. Nice. You have no air, plus Zara equals win, says Sui. I wouldn't say that. I mean, Team 1 has their own Monkey Lord as well. Not that that really matters in the air game, but Monkey Lord versus Monkey Lord looks like it was trying to chase down Fong's commander. Missile is launching, going after more positions in the north. Team 1's going to be very cautious of where their commanders are, or at least they should be, due to the fact that Team 1 just lost one of theirs. The air grid pumping up line here for Terminator, and T3 is also coming online here for Fong as well. So multiple players on Team 1 recognizing the threat in the air game, says we need to fight back. 2 ways you can do that: produce more air or produce a bunch of AA. And they might be doing both, at least for the time being. Let's take a look at the mass currently still on the map. We were at about 1,200. Now we're at 40,000. That's definitely a lot better. Most of it does reside over here to the west, where that air fight occurred. Avga with his nice little tickle cannon base still pumping out units and still pumping out defenses. Bombers are inbound, but there's flak protecting the base, going after those tickle cannons directly. 3 of them are down, but there are more bricks now appearing here, and those Perseus are going to be forced to retreat. That Viper should not be moving, but maybe it was clicked by accident. I don't know if it's... Oh, it's going after T1 Mechs, it looks like. That's what's going on. Might need to fix your preset there. Move that a little bit. I can't move it for you, sorry. English, says Fong. Oh, talking about that. Kavga ACU says Shalong Dish. Yeah, I mean, Kavga's been there for a while now. And now with the death of Frost Monster, it does look like Luker will gain control of the western section. Would like to see Kavga gain that, but I think the highest rated player wants at least 1 base. Does look like he's donated some of his mixes actually to Fong. So that's probably why he wants that base. T3 almost finished off here for him. And that donut is online, and it is inbound. Team 1, have you prepared your defenses? I don't think so. There is some flak in the mix, but that donut is going straight for a comms base. Luker goes, I am out of here. Trying to spam up lines of T3 Sams. There is no Seraphim, so I can say Sam's without any issue. ASF's getting some nice engagement on those shields on board the donut, but that donut going straight for Luker's commander, and that is not going to feel good. ASF's come in, they try to kill off the donut. Luker trying to dodge. ASF's come back for a second run. Johnson trying to spam up that AA, and Luker will not be killed off, and the donut will fall. T3 land headquarters will be fine, and it just evaporates. The wreck, he didn't right-click Luker's ACU, says Shalongdis. I don't know where the wreck went for the donut, but it done did disappear. How can you mess that up? And what? Where'd the donut wreck go? That's really weird. It just done did disappear, huh? Really weird. Let me know down in the comments why that happened. It just exploded and didn't land. Usually it would land, but it didn't. That's GG Shirley. Wait, where'd the reclaim go? It vanished. Yeah, Frostmunch was like, wait, hey, where'd it go? Hey, that's weird. Is that a glitch or something? Yeah, it's really, really weird. It is beneficial for Team 2 because that mass doesn't go to Team 1's coffers, but Team 1 definitely should have some of that mass, most definitely. Don't know where it went, but that's kind of annoying, not to lie. Been sneezing all day today. Don't know what it is. But Team 2 still has air control. I don't know if they probably have dominance, to be fair, at this point. We see a nice little base up here in the northwest. Couple of artillery pieces going after last defenses for air hazer. But those broadswords are inbound. There is a couple of T1 AA. It doesn't do a lot of damage. And some flak as well. They're targeting the defenses underneath the shield because the broadswords can sit right underneath the bubble. They'll take out all the AA and conquer this northwestern side here for them. This is another experimental. It's another monkey. It's now 2 monkeys versus 1 monkey. It's Team 2 producing any other more experimentals. Fat Boy in the back line. No donuts here for Team 2's air player. Is there any sort of conclusion? No, there's no conclusion about the wreck, but it does look like it's gunships have been noticed. Lots of ASFs, of course, protecting those. Team 1 cannot engage. The best way to deal with all those ASFs is just to build a bunch of AA and call it a day. 31 minutes on the clock. Has anybody thought about ending the game? I mean, there's not a lot of mass. I mean, we are approaching 1.1, 1.2, but players didn't have access to a lot of mass till just recently. Tactical Nuke is online. That would be very big here for his team. I don't see any sort of other plays for nukes or any of that sort of thing. SMD going to be built here pretty soon here by Team 2's air player. Omni is online. He's scaling his eco. Quantum Gateway producing some RASCOMs. I don't see any sort of plays in terms of ending the game. And more AA being built all the time here. Broadswords kill everything in this northwestern corner. Tons of veterancy on board those broadswords. Let's see, is there any sort of play here on the ground? 31 minutes. I think everybody's taking kind of a nice little break. Relaxing, scaling their ecos up. I'm going to speed it up to 2. I'll speed it up to 1. I'll speed it up to 1. Use a little bit fast. We see those broadswords encroaching on Team 1's territory. Once again, ASFs are now in range. And AA opening up on board those onto those broadswords. Lots of flak inbound. Will they get that T3 PGen? No, they will not. And ASF's coming and kill off all those ASFs here for Team 1's. Kavga's, he has his own T3 air facility. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 players of the 5. Essentially everybody but Luker for Team 1 going for air in some regard. Just some ASFs just to have. And they made the right choice in doing both AA and ASFs to fight Team 2's advantage. Team 2 needs to find another way to gain a leg up on their competition. Constant barrages of artillery here for Team 1, just annoying Team 2's forces. What the? Why is that icon look weird? Oh, is that new? Is that a new icon? I like it, but I didn't realize it was new. This should be the Billy Nuke. Yes, it is. I love that. I love that Billy Nuke icon. I don't know who added that or what the case may be, but that is awesome. Kills off. Now he's at 44,000 mass killed. Like I said, didn't realize they added that. But, Okay, that's the first time I've noticed that. That's awesome. That is awesome. We launched another one immediately. He has one loaded. Where will it go? Team D is going to be hastily built here. Opens the door for those Monkey Lords to push in. Great teamwork here by Team 1. Forces the units back, get them out of position. Monkey Lord is in retreat. Tickle cannons being spammed up as well. Titans mixing in here with the monkeys. We see some Percies as well. And those units are actually just going to avoid the base here for skill nuke. Go straight north. Team 1 bomber is going to be spammed up here as well. Second Billy nuke would be nice. Looks like it actually did launch. Don't know where it went. It went somewhere. Don't see it landing, so I don't know if it actually made it. But monkey will engage. Nice engagement here for the monkey, but 2 monkeys versus 1. They'll kill off one of the monkeys, but the second one will get the kill on the monkey. Will it stay in range? Yes, it will. It'll kill the monkey off. Fat Boy has been built, and it's just firing a ton of ordnance into the back or front side, whatever of the monkey. T3 Mechs and T2 are going down. Black pushing forward as well with a bunch of Percies. Percies have to retreat. I don't know if that was definitely the best engagement that could have happened, but at least the Monkey Lord for Team 2 was killed at a minimum, I guess. We do see some nice little spearheads online, but they're being denied by the TMD. Tons of Team 1 bombers. Looks like this position that Kavga held for a while is gone. All those Percies receiving tons of shots to the face, to the back, to the sides, to the feet, because they're getting fired up by the napalm or whatever they're launching from the bombers. Team 2, do you have a counteract to what? Crab? That's a good idea. That's almost done. Yields protect the SMD. Maybe we'll see some artillery once again. That's an Omni sensor. Never mind. Don't see anything else. Air fight over the top here between Team 1 and Team 2. Team 2 still holds the lead, but that lead is slowly collapsing just due to the fact that they're constantly fighting over AA, either T2 or T3, and it just wreaks havoc on those ASFs, especially if they sit there for a long period of time. Meg already says Shalongdus. And I don't see any other plays again to end the game here for Team 1. They have multiple SMDs online. 3 of them, in fact. Team 2 only has 1. So Team 1 could go for Nuke, but that SMD is severely protected. We'll see if that is the case. Bombers are inbound, going after that Fat Boy that was over here in the east. ASFs are moving in. They try to draw the ASFs in, it looks like. Pings do go down. ASFs are going to charge. They're going to retreat. But Team 1 could easily just build a bunch of T2 artillery, which they are currently doing, to be fair. So that's a good counter to those Fat Boys. Billy Nuke is outbound. I love watching the Billy Nuke launch. Now that it has a little icon, I can watch it a little better. That's actually a decent icon size. So there it goes. It's landing on top of that Fat Boy. There it goes. Kaboom! Takes out a decent amount of the shield capacity on board the Fat Boy. Bombers are inbound from Team 1's player of Kavga, and they're launching their payloads. They're taking out the shield at a bare minimum. Fat Boy has to retreat in the face of that. Percy's trying to catch up to the Fat Boy, but the Fat Boy is, it's on the way, it's moving. The ASFs once again for Team 2 just wreak havoc on those Team 1 bombers. Those Zeus, they're inbound, trying to get some damage on board the Fat Boy. I think they launch a couple of bombs, which is better than nothing, but tons and tons of bombers just dead here for Team 1. But I think it's all the diversionary tactic, trying to constantly draw the ASFs in to die to AA. You can see just a ton of AA batteries opening up. Love how Team 1's player of Toronto is just in the corner of the map. Don't see any sort of things going on there. What about in the northeast? More air grid is being built. E2 transporter, please, says Luker. Team 1 spam just constantly coming out of Air Hazer's base. Again, the Megalith is online, but Team 1 has a Fat Boy and their own Megalith, so essentially a 1v1 plus some extra. Essentially, once the Tsar got killed off, which is again very weird that it just disappeared. The wreck did, but well, that definitely assisted Team 2 in not having to deal with a lot of that mass that they gifted over essentially. But ASF sitting in the middle of the map. Team 2 could start. Team 1 could easily just start mining up AA and call it a day. Artillery going to keep that fat boy back, constantly launching shells at incoming enemy units. We see some Percy's coming in to assist. Team 2 has their own bombers coming online. They could easily go after radar installations, but they're going to go after the comm. But the comm is going to sit there and take some shots and go, oh, that was just a flesh wound. All the ASFs are sitting here for Team 2. Make satellite spam says skill issue. Going to start doing that. The bombers are inbound. Again, still targeting Fong, but I mean, Fong's killed off 63,000 mass with those Billy Nukes and other means. So, did a great job. Launches another Billy Nuke, takes out most of the shield capacity on the Fat Boy once again. Percy's trying to force back this army of Percy's and other units. Multiple artillery emplacements trying to force back the Fat Boy as well. Looks like this is just mostly a stalemate in the west and the east. The game's going to be won. It's going to be won in the air or other means, being nukes or artillery or something. Check for nukes, says Frost Monster. Team 1, do you have your own nuke? Speaking of which, Fat Boy being built. Shields protecting the air grids. SMDs being loaded as we speak. SMDs being loaded as we speak. Does Team 1 have a... Sorry, does Team 2 have a nuke and I just don't notice it? No, they're going for satellite and more T2 PD to protect any sort of telemaser nonsense that might occur. No, I don't see any nukes. You wouldn't put it here. You put it back here at a minimum. No? Oh, we might see some artillery being built, some emissaries. And we see some, I think those gunships going after the Fat Boy, but that doesn't go anywhere. Lots of AA. ASF's coming in, engaged, trying to keep the ASF here, trying to just constantly keep them busy. Billy Nuke gonna land almost on top of that Fat Boy. Fat Boy moving in closely. Here comes that Billy Nuke. It is inbound. Team 2, we'll see it. ASF's engage. Will Team 1 gain the air for the first time in the game? ASFs will engage the main ASF horde from Hydra. Team 1 will gain that, and Billy Nuke lands on top of that Fat Boy, dropping it down to 5,000 hit points. It's repping up 120 hit points per second, but ASFs will continue to press the issue. Now they'll go after the ASFs here for Team 2's UEF player of Amon-Ra, and they'll get a nice engagement here. AA being built everywhere by them as well. I think for the first time in the game, Team 1 has air control. And there it goes. They don't have air dominance. I would say they don't have that much of a lead, especially with some ASFs just kind of sit there. But this is huge here for Team 1. And it does look like that Fat Boy is finally killed off here by a Monkey Lord and some broadswords. That Fat Boy lasted a while. But Fat Boy versus Fat Boy here in the east once again. It's just this side of the map kind of just hanging out for the time being. Just doesn't really want to press the issue. Monkey Lord does get killed off by Percy's and the bombers. Mostly Percy's. But T3 artillery going to start it here for Skillish Nuke. He has a satellite online. And there is the emissary going to start to be constructed already under shield coverage. Love to see that. Team 1's got to have a way to counter that, or it's not going to feel good pretty soon. They are going after the mass fabs here for Team 1's player of Terminator. And that's a huge cascade issue that could occur. Megalith receiving a lot of Fat Boy fire here from Team 2. And again, it's just one of those points in the game where kind of just lulls. Kind of just go, okay, now that air has been won by Team 1, now what? Shield on ACU. This Shalong Dish, yep, going to build a shield to protect himself. Again, constantly gaining in RASCOMs. That emissary getting built pretty quickly, I'd say. And Duke is already at 3,600 as well here for Amon-Ra. Billy Nuke lands once again. Taking out units here for Team 2. What's the comment now? 83,000 launches another Billy Nuke over here. There are some TMD. There are volcanoes though, so I don't know if volcanoes will neutralize a Billy Nuke. But gunships are inbound. Hopefully they target the TMD, which they are. Good move by the broadswords. Sacrificing themselves to take it out. And Billy Nuke lands, taking out a huge line of PD. This opens a door for Team 1 to engage. They don't have a lot of land forces to do so. They can push here, I think, says Fong. Yes, you can. The spam is just unleashing its hordes here for Air Hazer. And Fong is just pumping out Billy Nuke after Billy Nuke after Billy Nuke. He launched another one already. There are some TMD still there, but it's doing a lot of damage. That line of PD is gone. There it comes. It's inbound. Oh, it does look like it got distracted by that flare. So it looks like Team 1 needs to put a little bit more effort in taking out those other TMD. You gotta find a way to win the game. You can survive it for forever, essentially, if you think about it that way. But, oh, the air grid is just gone here for Team 1's Trottil. That's gotta hurt. The comm is still down here hanging out. Which is very funny because that Omni could go after him. Looks like he's building another air grid over here with some quantum gateways to gate in some grass comms. GG, I guess, says Terminator. I don't think so. Team 2, I mean, they have no artillery online yet and 1 laser. So not a huge threat. Team 1 just needs to put, something into it to win the game. They're going for air, which is what Team 2 was doing, but they've transitioned to T3 artillery. Team 1's not doing that. There goes the T3 air headquarters. That's going to fall here pretty shortly. And Team 1 still focused on this northern side. Percy's cannot get close. Now the Fat Boy is in range. This will deal with most of the shield capacity, opening up a way for that Billy Nuke to come in and kill the rest of these defenses. The spam is real. The spam cannot get close enough. The Fat Boy does have a couple of secondary guns that open up. Percy's coming to range here, trying to go, again, target the Fat Boy. They're not going to get anywhere with that. Multiple Percys are inbound. I don't know if this is enough defenses down for that Billy Nuke to launch. It's actually launching over here. Constantly giving mass over to Kavga. What's Kavga doing? 108,000 mass killed on Fong's commander. Bombers are inbound. That's not going to do a whole lot, unfortunately. The defenses are falling here. This is essentially not the last line of defense, but there's more up there. But essentially the last line of defense for TMD. There's a Fat Boy and that Mega still there. SMD coming online. Artillery also, I didn't even notice this. Artillery coming on here for skill issue noob. So 1, 2, 3 artilleries are coming online. One of them already. That one's targeting Stomp Base. 1 artillery coming online here for Team 1's player of Luker. He needs to get that up sooner rather than later. Team 1 could lose this game just due to artillery. That's always got to hurt, but that's where you got to scout. Team 1 knows essentially what's going on in their base for the most part with that laser. Team 2, they notice the artillery there. They know about the artillery there and the artillery soon. They know about what's going on. They're just not doing anything about it. Counter Billy Nuke, I think, is what I just saw. Or was that a loyalist? No. Let's see. Are there any loyalists here? There are loyalists, so they can deflect those missiles. It's getting pinged by Team 2 saying, hey, there's a thing there. All artillery's there, says skill issue noob. The shields are down here for Team 1's Terminator. He's going for teleportation. His shields are down. Perfect time for artillery to rain in. So let's see. There's the Billy Nuke. Billy Nuke is outbound. And it should get deflected. No, it gets dragged over here. Which means it's getting flung back. Look at that. There's that Billy Nuke. Strat bombers are inbound, going after the artillery. It's not going to land, unfortunately. Too much air coverage. Okay, there's the Billy Nuke. It's inbound. Oh, does look like it's getting hit. Oh, it does get killed off. Oh, that was close. Artillery says Frost Monster. Yeah, I think Team 1 is definitely aware of that. Progress is still being made on the western side. Multiple monkeys and Fat Boys. Just send the monkeys in. They're getting shot at by those long-range T3 Ravagers. The TMDs are down over here for the most part, so that'd be a nice vector of attack. But Team 2 employs the Loyalists. Love to see skill issue noob do that, especially against UAF commanders. But it does look like the artillery being built by Team 1 does get stopped in its tracks. Terminator does have... Oh, it has a lot of hit points to regen. He took some fire when those P-gens exploded, it looks like. Or something happened. Or maybe he just took artillery to the face. And he's going to be repped up to take him a minute to engage. Team D, not Team D. There are some point defenses right here. Essentially, if he sits right here, that'd be enough to be out of range. Fat Boy is now pushing in once again. Now there's a megalith there, forcing back Team 2. Team 1 needs to hold out against the artillery barrage that will commence. It does look like the artillery was taken out, or at least delayed, in the northeastern corner. And it does look like it was also taken out over here. Looks like it was, I don't know if it was, I don't think it was Billy Nukes. Billy Nukes wouldn't have been able to reach that. Or at least done that much damage in that short amount of time. Oh, artillery lands, takes out a Hydro and a shield. Column of Terminator still has a lot of hit points to regen. That's a laser coming in nice and handy here for Team 2 to just kind of assassinate specific targets. But the column of Terminator does get killed off by Team 2. Looks like it was Amon Ra's artillery. And now it is a 4v4 game. Finally, well played, says Terminator. Looks like the monkey is down. Lots of Ravagers, of course, are online, running into that megalith. That megalith, oh, it's going to die. But there's an attack coming out from the middle, outbound from Fong. Nice little alleyway here to move. There are a couple of some Rambo preset commanders outbound from the Aeon player of Hydro. Hydra Reloaded. And they're doing a lot of work just constantly dodging those Percy shots. The Fat Boys constantly pressuring. Oh, the pigeon. Oh, the pigeon. Oh, the pigeons. That entire base is up in smoke. Team 2 has now lost most of their defenses on that western side. They need to deal with Team 1 sooner rather than later. Artillery shell takes out a decent amount of those mass fabs. There's still more there. You can easily just kill one and that would be... There it goes. I was like, you just need to kill one. SMD is down. If Team 2 had a nuke, this would be a perfect time for it. I don't see any nukes. Artillery is online, that emissary. And there is, of course, that second Duke as well. Team 1, I mean, has the advantage. They need to push. They need to push. Do not allow Team 2 to build defenses. You need to push. I'm just not coaching Team 1. I'm just saying if they wanted to win, that'd probably be a good idea. Percy's being chased down by the Rambo preset commanders from in the Aeon variety. Boo Nuke outbound, going to take out some defenses over here. You can see it. It's going to land. Will it send some ASF? No, but it'll take out a Percy as well. It's kind of slowly whittling away all those defenses. He's at 112,000 hit points. Team 1 has a nuke, and it is loaded as well. If Team 1 could take out all of those SMDs, which I think that's what Fong's doing. He's taking all of the AA, allowing for the bombers to come in. This could be a huge move by Team 1. If the nuke can land and take out those 2 Dukes, that would be huge. There are 3 anti-nukes loaded as well as 3 down here. More defenses coming offline. Team 2's Air Hazer's base is just gone. There's nothing really standing. Megalith going to try to charge forward and force back Team 1, but that SMD, oh, is it going to die? Oh, just a couple more shots. Oh, that's not dead. Billy Nuke is outbound. Monkey Lord outbound as well. Back and forth. Artillery raining in, I think, on the nuke's position. The nuke... Where'd the nuke go? The nuke is gone. Did they kill the nuke off? Oh, they did. They did kill the nuke off. Look at that. That's got to hurt. Billy Nuke lands once again. It's just tons of value off that not Billy Nuke. 127,000 mass. Artillery raining in. Yeah, they're targeting the SMDs, it looks like. Oh, and they get it the last second. Does Team 2 have a nuke? No. Team 2 does not have a nuke. So why? I mean, yeah, it's good to take out SMDs, but why? Brats was coming in, taking out the Rambo presets. ASF's going to fly and take out all the gunships, but 2 of those Rambos are already dead. Lines at AA being spammed up. Tons of defenses just lining up that western approach. The eastern side, I mean, just kind of holding strong. There's 1 Fat Point, multiple crabs, forcing back multiple crabs here for Team 2. Artillery going to try to take out these mass fabs. They will. Oh, that's got to hurt. Ooh. Team 1's infrastructure is going up in smoke, but Team 2's is as well. Oh, this is not feeling good here for both teams for different reasons. Second artillery is online. They might start focusing those fat boys. Can those artillery even hit the fat boys? Once they get inside the yellow ring, they cannot. Bombers are inbound, targeting those fat boys. But ASFs come in, singe the backs of those ASFs for Team 2. What's your damage at 130? Means it's so much damage. Fat boys just being built constantly. Artillery raining in on that SACU. Rambo trying to scoop up the mass. I mean, they're worth a decent amount of mass, to be fair. There it goes. And it's just, there's no defenses over here. They're all down here. Billy Nuke going to land on top of that Mega, almost kill it, and open the doors for some more defenses. Strap bombers are inbound to help assist with defensive measures. Fat Boy is the main target. Where are the crabs for Team 1? I don't know if they died or not, but the broadswords are coming and taking out all the flak. Billy Nuke landing once again. Fat Boy will get taken out by the bricks. Yeah, another one where the wreck just disappears. Billy Nuke lands, singes the leg hairs on the megaliths. Strap bombers coming in once again to assist. They're gonna get taken out. Try to get out of range of those ASF. They get taken out. Lots of AA and defenses being spammed up here by Team 1. Luker needs to hold. The ASF's just running into AA problems. There's a Monkey Lord over here, and it's right next to Air Hazer's commander. There is a Colossus about to stand up. Oh, you gotta move the monkey. You gotta move the monkey. Oh, that's... Oh, no. There is some SACUs being taken out here in the southwest here for Team 1. Ravager fire opening up. The Ravagers aren't going to be enough. More T2 spam going to come. Loyalist going to be thrown in as well. Strap bomber over the top. Helps assist. Billy Nuke once again. What's Fong's commander's at? He's at 148. Fat Boy versus Fat Boy. Crime over here. It's 1 versus 3, but the Fat Boys aren't targeting the Fat Boy. They're targeting all the Mechs. This is huge. Team 1 could lose a Fat Boy. That's a lot of firepower. Gets underneath some shield coverage, but doesn't matter. Still gets taken out anyways. And yeah, the rep just disappears. What's up with that? Is that a new thing? Weird. Billy Nuke lands once again. Kill this with air, please, says Fong. Go in. Says Shalongdis. Artillery raining in. If they sit there for too long, this could be it. This Fat Boy is just constantly pushing new Fat Boy online. I don't know if I think it's online. Maybe it just, yeah, it looked like it was healed up. Oh, Megalith also moving in. Oh, the engineers. The horror. The engineers died to the artillery. Point defense T3 artillery at its finest there. But it does look like these were taken out by strap bombers, most likely. Let's see. Yeah, those are... No, that's a wreck. Yeah, those are definitely strap bomber wrecks. That's where the AA being taken out comes into play. Multiple Colossus are online. The frontline Fat Boy is going to get taken out. But Fong has been defeated by skill issue with the Megalith. Oh, that's the Billy Nuke player. That's got to hurt. And Team 1 is collapsing. And there goes Team 1's other player of, I think that was Cav. No, that was Luker that just says, I'm done. And with multiple Megaliths down here, yeah, this game is over. And at 57 minutes, we might just see the last 2 departures of Territorial and Gavga. Team 1 had like a large amount of momentum going in their way, but just they couldn't kill the artillery fast enough. And that's really what just caused them to lose. I think at this point we can speed up. I didn't realize it was still at +2 or +1, but now let's speed up to +2. Oh, please tell me you're just going to capture all your reclaiming. That's also better. 3 megas, yeah, it's just not going to matter. Lots of Russian in chat. Still need to put that Google Translate thing. Still haven't done that. Still need to do that. But Team 1 recalls, and that is the match here for Team 2 with 4 players remaining. I think MVP, I mean, might just go to Skill Issue Noob. He did a ton of work here on this eastern side. Kept Team 1 at bay for the longest time. Built the Megaliths, again, to just kind of hold them in. We had him shielding the artillery being built by his teammate of Amon Ra. We also had the 2 artilleries built by the air player. Team 2 Team 2 building the donut was a smart play, except didn't really work very well. And the wreck just disappeared. So I don't know. And it happened from multiple things. It also happened for one of the monkey lords up here. So let me know down in the comments what you know about that. But I think Skirmishes Noob definitely deserves the MVP award. Let me know if you agree with that or not. Please, if you haven't done so already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course, share this video with anyone, everyone, and especially your pets. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see all of you in the next one.